David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome back to the show. Make sure to check out the Too Informed to Vote Republican Facebook page, as well as the We Survive Bush, You'll Survive Obama Facebook page. And don't forget the I Love It When I Wake Up in the Morning and Barack Obama is President Facebook page. Glad to have on our live stream people from all three of those Facebook pages. We've been talking about CISPA off and on. We haven't talked about it for a little while, and now it is back. This is the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act. It passed the House of Representatives. We will now see what happens in the Senate. There is an interesting amendment that failed. There was a last-minute alteration to CISPA, which would have prevented, had it passed, employers from demanding that prospective employees disclose their social media passwords as a condition of employment. This was voted down in the House of Representatives. So again, it was proposed to prevent employers from asking that. That did not happen, meaning that if CISPA, as it passed the House, becomes law, employers could ask prospective employees for their Facebook passwords. Now, that doesn't mean that anybody would have to give their Facebook password. And you could obviously just say, you know, if that's the case, I don't want to work here. The reality, though, is that we can't depend on that and say, who cares about it? The fact that it can be made a condition of employment is very problematic.
Yeah, this is completely crazy.
Could you say, we need to see all of your mail that you've gotten?
It's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Right.
Absolutely. And the proposal was put forward by Democratic Representative Ed Perlmutter. It was defeated 224 to 189. And the other thing is that it could also be made a condition of keeping a job. So fine, you could say, well, listen, I was asked that to start working at this place. I didn't want to do that. I bailed out. I said, I'm no longer interested. What if you've been working somewhere 10 years and all of a sudden your employer says, we are now going to ask for Facebook passwords for everybody who wants to continue working here, and we'll be doing an analysis, or I won't even tell you what we're going to be doing with the password, but you are now required to give your password.
This is why, for example, Dave can have two Facebook accounts. One that's David Pakman, and it has no friends, and no one ever comments on it, and that's the one whose password he gives to the employer that asked for it. And then you have another one that's like Kevin Castelboim, that has your real friends, and your employers will never find out about it.
This is one of the most common retorts people are saying. Listen, set up another Facebook page and give your employer that. But and I understand that as a pragmatic solution, you could do that, but this is not something that should be a law. I think we all agree, right?
Of course not.
No, this is completely insane.
And we need to find out also what is the impetus. So, for example, Facebook initially came out and supported CISPA, but their name is now gone from the list of companies that support CISPA now. And there are other very large companies that still support it. And we need to be aware of this. Yesterday, Reddit had a lot of subreddits blacked out in protest of CISPA. And this is a concern. And again, for people saying, well, why would your employer ever actually do that? That's not the issue. The issue is whether you have a reasonable expectation of privacy for the private, the non-public aspects of your social media presence. I can't understand. I don't see any compelling argument for why this is different than saying we're going to look through your snail mail for the last 6 months.
It's a complete breach of privacy, and even if this passes, if an employer actually asks for this, you'd better think twice about wanting to work for that person, because just an employer asking for this is a terrible sign.
I agree, but depending on people to just say no and get fired is not acceptable.
Right.